Be kicking off this next session, which will be the last one of the day. We are joined by the home team coach. It's still the same fixture we are previewing, which is Mamelodi Sundowns coming up against Kaizer Chiefs Sunday at Lotus First Stadium. Kickoff is at 1800 hours. Coach Miguel Cardoso from the home side joins us just to preview the fixture. Coach, firstly, we apologize to keep you waiting. Yeah, we can kick off with the press conference. Just your thoughts heading into this one. Obviously, you're playing on so many fronts. But of course, Nedbank Cup is on the menu this weekend and today. Just your thoughts on Kaizer Chiefs and what kind of a game we can expect on Sunday.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you very much for being here. And obviously it's not a problem to have wait a little bit. It's a pleasure. I was in a good chat with our press officer, Chuping. Regarding the match, as we approach the final of the competition, obviously it's the level of also of the opponents raises, and we have had one of the historical and top teams in South Africa, to whom we need to pay strong attention. We play them for the championship. It was a very difficult match. I played in some particular situation regarding the amount of games we were playing at the time, but always a very strong team, well coached by Coach Nabi, and we need to take ourselves to the limit in order to, if we want to win the match and go to the final of this competition, because obviously, as I said here from the very beginning, it's our objective to arrive on the decisive moment. So we need to push Mamelodi Sundowns to the highest level of motivation, but to the highest level of capacity to play, to overcome the difficulties that naturally will appear during a 90 minutes, let's hope, match, considering obviously what we are playing for, the style of game we are playing for, and the opponent we are playing against.
Thank you. Let's take the first question. I'm looking for new hands actually. So that we are fair. Temba, you haven't asked today, so we can start with you. Karabo, I've noted you, but I'm going to give preference to other people first.
Of course, Coach, congratulations on qualifying for the semi-finals in the cup space. But Coach, coming to this game on Sunday, how do you then keep your players grounded, looking at where they are, and going into a team that they've beaten, inside out, if I may use that loosely? And how do you then keep them, looking forward to the match and knowing very well that if they win that one, they've got another final coming up?
Yeah, it's a very good point you put on the table, and it's a good challenge for me. I think that I spoke about that immediately in the locker room in Tunisia. So when I addressed to the players in the locker room in Tunisia, not only to congratulate them and praise for the fact that they had just beaten in that moment the team on the second position on the CAF ranking. That match allowed us to overcome, because now I was just informed that Mamelodi Sundowns got the second position on the ranking. What is wonderful to see, obviously, for South Africa and for the club and for myself and for the players. But we cannot stand still after something like that. And I didn't really appreciate the way we reacted in terms of games after we had big victories. I remember that first time we beat it, the first game we played against Pirates that we won in Loftus, then we didn't succeed in the following game. When we played with Chiefs, also we didn't succeed, and we won. We also didn't succeed the following game. It means that we have a strong mental work ahead of us. Anyway, I think that is not unique for sure for these players to have to play such decisive games in such term, in terms of time. And obviously, what I felt in that locker room was a strong will and a strong commitment regarding the future. We should feed ourselves on victories, and if we feed ourselves on victories, we are always on the limit and on the top. Obviously, that we had to cope with different points, different aspects, different perspectives. The first one is obviously recover from what we had behind. It was a very intense match that obliged us to a high level of concentration, and that's not only the physical impact, but the mental, the psychological impact of playing a game until the last minute in such level of concentration. The fact that we stayed there for 5 days. The trip was quite comfortable. We made a wonderful trip. I really thank the club to have provided us the possibility of flying in a charter, what made us obviously reduce the impact of the fatigue that a commercial flight would induce. So now time to rest. Players are resting. So yesterday and today, we just arrived in the middle of the day, so we provided them rest. Today also time for families, time to re-energize, pick some social activity, have the chance to take families on dinner, whatever they want to do, just stay at home, just feel their comfort, their pets, their friend, whatever gives them comfort. So that then we can obviously push them again. So after we start tomorrow, and from tomorrow on, our focus will be unique on this competition. Everybody wants to succeed and will succeed. Being a coach at Sundowns helps, because the context where we live is a performance context permanently. So everybody will be thinking only and mainly on the Champions League match. No, sorry, on the Nedbank Cup match, and no one will be thinking about whatever will happen after. I have the total conscience that the way you do the thing day by day will always influence what will be ahead. And I want to have on the weekend a positive influence and on what we'll have to do ahead. It means that we need to play to win. But it's not a normal match. It's a match that will put one team out of the competition. That brings the best of all the players from our side and from the Chiefs side. So we just need to take ourselves to the top, understand what strategy to adopt, how to face the game, how we can overcome the difficulties that will be faced on the game, take a look on what we did the previous time, what Chiefs has been done since then, and that work he's been doing in this moment in the backstages for sure, so that tomorrow I can discuss with my assistants the way we're gonna go through the next days in order to take the team to that limit. But I totally understand, as I said, your question, and it will be, I don't believe a hard work, but a work I have to keep in sight permanently until the end of the match.
Thank you, Coach. Let's move on to Mazola.
Coach Mazola Mlefe from SABC Sport. I wanted to ask, obviously you expressed how unhappy you've been about the fixture congestion, but when you are top of the table and in 2 semi-finals, does it make it a little bit better, the fruits of your labor coming out for you to see?
Well, I agree. We cannot be in the moments of decisions without going through the process. Obviously, that we still have some features that are some congestion, but we've been managing, and I think from now on things will be manageable. Despite the level also increase, that brings extra, I will not say pressure, but extra level of demand of levels of concentration, extra volume of work from our part, so that we can be very detailed and simple in the way then we bring those things for the players. we were 5 days in Tunisia, and it was very tough to prepare this match because we knew that probably our sessions there were being seen. It was very difficult to keep privacy. So we had to work some things inside, in the hall, in the hotel. So it also was a lot of volume of work. And as I said, emotionally it's demanding for the players. But I've been receiving from the players a high level of commitment. And when you reach the end of the season, you look ahead and you don't have so many games to play. You just increase the number of games you play if you do well. And we want to increase those numbers. Now we got extra 2 more on Champions League, but we want more. We want 1 more on the Cup. Then the championship is what it is. There's no more matches to play, rather the ones that we have the right and obligation to do. But then we will also go on the World Cup, and we will fight against tough opponents to try to see if we can play 1 more. But this is the level that players and coaches and staff and clubs that want to be in the decision-making moments and on the highest level have to cope with. So also in the flight here, already we programmed a lot that has to do with the following weeks. How we're going to play when we go to Cape Town, where we're going to stay, which day we're going to depart, where we want to sleep. So how we provide good conditions, not only for the next match, but in a few weeks in front. In the morning I received a phone call, conference where we worked on the feature, on how we're going to make the trip to Egypt. So we have to work ahead, a lot ahead, if we want to provide the best conditions for everybody. And that's why I feel so well in a club like the one I represent, like Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns, because people is working hard in order to help us to succeed. I'm demanding, I know, I'm demanding, but the level of demand I put has been receiving good answers. And from the players, that's exactly what we expect, is that we can cope now with the responsibility. And that sense comes back to the previous question, is the players fight their lives to live moments like this. So they cannot complain on nothing, rather than enjoy with the responsibility, pushing themselves on the limit, because we'll be put it on proof every day from now on. Every match is a final. And but it's so enjoyable, the ride now, so enjoyable. Let's hope we can obviously keep it going on the level that we've been doing.
Right, Velile, that's the last one for the live section. Or is yours an embargo question?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
From my part, I have time.
Okay, yeah. Coach, Velile also from SABC, you have a strong background of also having worked with the youth, and you understand the importance of players playing in a continental championship, and also the under 17 or even under 20 World Cup as well. I see the squad for South Africa has just been announced for SA under 20, and it's got 2 of your players, Diwani and Lekaku. How important it is for them to be there, representing their nation, and looking at the schedule that you've got, do you think you'll be able to release them?
Let me, because it's not a shame, I'm not aware of the list that came out. I really am not. Today I took a little bit of the morning for myself, and in the afternoon I'm already working, because I needed to do 2 or 3 private things. But what I know, what I see every day is that there's a strong work being done in the last years regarding the youth department of Mamelodi Sundowns. And I feel it because I work close to them. I have a wonderful relation with Miguel Cardoso, that we knew each other from the years I work in Sporting. I have a wonderful relation with Coach David, that is now ahead of the Diski team. And I have obviously clearly a wonderful relation with Mr. Fleming, that is managing in general the direction of the sports policy in the club. We wanna have youngsters that can succeed and arrive in the level of first team. And this comes from having them on the youth national teams. We are following the under-17s, Paulo was there. So we follow our players. We follow our players not only on the DC teams matches, but also by calling them regularly in our training sessions. For example, we went to Tunisia and there was a friendly match played in Clorco where some of them were lined up among our other players that stayed, the remaining ones. And so we have big expectations regarding the ones that are coming from the young teams, but also we have expectations regarding the ones that are already working with us. What you need to understand is that I think I already addressed some words regarding this. How is the process of bringing up a young player? Because young players, they fluctuate a lot their performance, and they don't deal the same way with the expectations that are put on them generally. But I think we have been watching some nice things from the players that we have been lined up. Tiwani, oh, by the way, Tiwani played Chiefs last match in a very good level. Tiwani was with us in the Champions League match on the bench. He didn't play, but he was there. I was completely confident about putting him. Mali entered the match and gave us enormous stability in a moment that tactically was very important. Mali has been playing a lot in our team. And we have many more players. Kutuano helped us to arrive on this moment. As you remember, the goal that was scored at home in the first game against Raja was a pass to Vikram from Kutuano in a long ball from Roman. So the boys are showing their level in the moments we call them. But also it's important that you understand that the youngster should prove himself every day among the strongest ones. It means that on a daily basis of the training sessions they need to push themselves to the limit. And there's where sometimes there are fluctuations on their level. Because for a young boy that comes sometimes, with all the respect, from nothing, you know what I mean, from a process, also sometimes it's not easy to cope with the responsibilities and the expectations that are put on them. So we need to embrace them, to protect them, to work daily with them. Sometimes to show them that the job is not done still. There's a lot to go. It means that sometimes they come with us, sometimes they need to understand that they are not on the level, they also need to stay out. And it's from this work, embracing them, protecting them, giving them love and working to develop them that the future will be made of. I strongly pay attention to them. I would like to have them all playing, but it would mean that they will have to prove every day in such a level, because as you understand, the team or the effective or the group of players is so strong. But the fact that they are already there, they are competing, they are fighting every day, is already very positive from our part in terms of evaluation. Let's see how they will do in the future. I think that we have nice perspectives ahead of us.
All right. I'm looking for new hands first. I've noted you. I'm moving on to the embargoed section.